I thought, how can a bike that nobody wanted look this good? But then, something didn't feel right. It shook me back to where I started. I got this GS from auction. I stripped it down, built it up, and when I pressed the button, it started. I thought this battle was won, so I spray painted custom panels, fitted a new body kit, and even showed my bike to a KTM rider, who first called it pretty. And I thought a GS bike is not pretty, a GS bike is an adventure machine.
It is an adventure after all, and the idea is that we go on an adventure, you know.
But I couldn't let my dreams of going on an adventure die that easily.
They think that we might fail.
That night, I rewatched all the footage over and over, and that's when I saw it. Something was off, something was bent, and what I'm about to show you nearly destined this GS to be scrapped for parts, because it wasn't just one major failure coming my way, it was 3. Okay, so let me just explain the problem to you quickly. I could see that the bike is perfectly straight like that, but then when I look at the angle of the speedo, it's almost like it's at an angle. BMW specialist.
So first, let me say congrats on the job that you've done so far. Unfortunately, I've got bad news for you. Either got a bent frame, which means you can strip the bike for parts, or it's one of the panel carriers that's bent. So the bike has got 3 panel carriers, left, a right, and a center. Most likely it's the center one that's bent. So yeah, bad news is you have to strip the bike right down and inspect that center panel carrier. If it's that, then it's fine. If it's the frame that's bent, then you can continue to strip the bike for parts.
Okay, so to get to the problem, I had to take off all these front parts. And then what I found was that this bracket, you can see there is a crack. So this bracket is the one that determines the angle of the front of the bike. Is bent over there. So now I just need to take off that bracket and then fit this bracket. But that wasn't even the worst part, because failure number 2 was completely hidden. I couldn't find it on any footage. I had to find it out the hard way. Okay, second problem. So when I ride the bike, then there's a small vibration on the handlebar.
So it can be wheel trimming, or maybe your quick release axle on the front wheel. Maybe it is on the quick release axle.
So it couldn't be the wheel trimming, because I tried to do that in a previous video and had it done by a professional. So it had to be this quick release axle, which was slightly bent. So I bought a new axle and the problem was solved. So when I try to put in the quick release axle, then the forks don't properly line up. So that's all fine, but this part was slightly bent. So I took a square angle and I held it next to that, like that.
This is not the easy do-it-yourself job.
Then I managed to find a fork tube, and then I already bought the seal kit.
So if you want, you can bring the fork tube with the slider tube to me, and then I'll be happy to help you to do it correctly.
And just like that, all my troubles was gone and adventure was calling. But first, I had to fit some accessories. This is the top box where I also fitted the cushions at the back, and then it's got this bracket that flicks into position. The next thing I want to fit is this crash bars, but this one has got some slight scratches over there. Okay, and just like that, I'm going to fit this to the bike, and then I'm going to fit the spotlights to this. So this is the BMW original spotlight, and this is a L4X 4-3 LED light rated at 40 watt. So I'm curious to see how much light these 4 LEDs will produce. LED light, 40 watts. You can just slip this cover onto the light, and now it's yellow. Now, BMW spotlight. You don't blind the oncoming cars at all, but you can clearly see down here. You can see the yellow light very clearly, and that's why I think I'm gonna put on the yellow light. So which one would you fit? Okay, so I just installed the Carpuride on my BMW GS and it is awesome. Let me show you. And the music now plays in my helmet. How cool is that? So I can choose any song I want and have music anytime. Any song. How nice is that? At my fingertips. And then I've got my map here. Now this scene was awesome. If you want one, there's even a link in the description. But all I wanted to do was ride this bike. And man, oh man, did this bike ride nicely. And if you would like to ride with me someday, please give this video a like and leave your name and your location in the description. I would love to hear from you, and maybe, who knows, we can go ride together at some point. Next video, I'm gonna add up the cost of this project to see how far I am from my overland adventure. Please subscribe, I'll see you in the comments. Have a great one.